Layup right there. He's right there. He's going to come out. Now his route is that. That's all he is asked to do there, is to run his route, which is to push to the flat. So he pushes out to the sideline. But now Lulay's in trouble. Now Lulay's scrambling. So now Jeremiah Johnson's making it up. Turns it up, comes back, finds a hole. Lulay finds him.
Second and 10 after the incompletion intended for Williams. Buddy Jackson, newcomer to the Lions, in coverage that time. And now Riley throws underneath. Hazelton paced it. Running yell. Comes up with a hit.
And Hazelton up there talking trash too. He's just saying, that didn't hurt me. And that's how it goes, by the way. When the DB makes the big hit, the receiver wants them to know it didn't hurt him. And that's a big hit.
Mike Riley goes over 300. 24th career 300-yard game, but short of a first down. And White and the field goal team comes on for the Eskimos. And the tie is broken. Edmonton back in the lead midway through this third quarter. Back in the hands of Lulay when we return.
Take it anyway.
I feel like I'm only saying good things, which is annoying.
About 10 years from now, they're going to go on a fishing trip, and bragging rights on the line here tonight about who gets to brag on that next fishing trip.
Well, it was a slow start for Travis Lulay, but he's completed 12 in a row. He's now, since the first quarter, 15 of 17 for 138. And of course, Riley, this was back in the very first play to Duke Williams, and they've been working on that passing arm, his forearm area. I'm not sure if Quinn Evans didn't damage that a little bit on Mike Riley early in the game.
We've seen him flexing the hand and getting some maintenance. 12 straight completions for Lulay. He's going to run this time. And that feet first slide up close to the first down. Go back to during our break and the work being done on Riley.
Yeah, in the commercial break. Now, I think they're patching up. He's leaking there on his elbow a little bit, and I think that was the first thing. They're trying to get that done. But they were also putting a little bit of attention and ice and stuff on his forearm just prior to that, so working something out there for maybe that first throw.
Second and a yard, and Lulay plunges ahead, needs the 45 for a first down. Travis Lulay, 18 of 21, that's 85.7%.
Hasn't had really, other than that fade route to Nick Moore, hasn't had the big play like Mike Riley here tonight. That's why Riley over 300. He's got a 108-yarder.
Not sure if the speaker and the helmet's working. Seem to be having trouble getting the next play from the Lion bench. Got it now. First down Lions. Oops. Bust there. Has to eat the football back at the 40.
Like to me, Chris, that was going to be a shovel pass to Jeremiah Johnson. Jeremiah Johnson's going to fake here and then come under on the shovel. Travis Lake drops back and then shovels it underneath to him, but that defensive line got upfield so quickly while they went the wrong direction too on the play fake. But it looked like it was going to be shovel and it collapsed. And I think Travis Lulay is having trouble getting the plays from the sideline. He can't hear it.
And Commonwealth amp it up on 2nd and 14. Don't get the playoff. Odell's going to make the call. Didn't see a flag or...
No, he looked at the clock. He looked at the 20-second clock. Odell Willis, and saw it was at 0.
Count violation. PC number 14. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Well, the mayor can do it all.
Yeah, he can. He's in charge, and he takes a look, and he saw. I mean, that's how many players in the middle of the game take a peek to see if the 20-second clock and know the signal.
Mike Benavides was saying yesterday that we all have fun with this. He thinks it might detract from how good he's recognized as a defensive player. And right now, Mike Benavides feels that Odell Willis is the best defensive player in the CFL. We'll screen here on second and a bunch. Johnson makes a couple men miss, and now got across midfield. Want to go down, but finally dropped at the 47. It'll be third down. Well, Odell has
Got one tonight, right?
moved up the ladder and into the top 20 tonight.
82 and counting. 83 Odell Willis into the top 20, as you mentioned, and I agree. I mean, he's in the conversation, or it's early in the season, obviously, but in the conversation as one of the top defensive players in the game. And I mentioned his leadership skills in the first quarter, something that people don't realize. He has a celebration and high five scenario, or whatever you want to call them, with almost every player on the defense, and he goes through them in warm-up. Of course, he can make the penalty calls. He can coach him up.
Well, we saw last week he was giving Trevor Harris advice on his follow-through. Got an injured Eskimo. It's Kenny Ladler, who's had a big night for the Edmonton defense, but he's up.
And maybe most importantly, Chris,
Butler, hey, all gas, no brakes, baby. We out here. Jay Will, 50. Rough dog. Yeah, the counter roll 32. Butler, Pennington, 156. Cromwell, Hauser, Jenkins.
Wow.
Push. Ryder Wood. What's up, man?
he has fun playing. That's what I was going to say. That he enjoys himself from the coin toss when they win. If they win the coin toss, Odell Willis is celebrating. He's having fun. And you should.
But Ladler will be okay. 9 tackles in the game for Ladler to lead all defensive players. 48-yard punt. Ziltra on the return, and he angles out around the 24-yard line. Well, we've seen Travis Lulay tonight. Jonathan Jennings helping out on the sidelines. Farhan Lalji will have an update on Jennings' status when we come back. Jennings injured on the first play in Hamilton a couple of weeks back. With more on his status, here's Farhan.
Thanks, Chris. Jonathan Jennings' recovery continues, and the next step was here. He's dressing tonight as the third-string quarterback. Highly unlikely he'd be able to do much more than hand the football off or throw anything short if he got pressed into emergency action. He did take part in the warm-up. He kept his throwing range to about 30 yards, looked comfortable doing it, and the medical staff tells me it's not a case of pain anymore. It's about strengthening it, and they hope that he's going to be available in about 2 weeks. Jennings did tell me earlier this week that he's been able to learn from Travis Lulay much differently now that he's watching him play. When he watched him play back in 2015, Lulay wasn't even close to being healthy, not the player he is right now. He said as much as he's learned from him in the film room and off the field, he's learning even more watching how he handles himself in a number of situations on the field.
Boy, he's getting the advanced course in the last couple of weeks, has he? Right now, the Eskimos on the offensive, and a completion there to Vidal Hazelton, and he just passes Warren Moon on the all-time Edmonton completion list.
But Tom Wilkinson's in his sight. Ricky Ray's a little bit longer.
That will take
a few more years.
Pass Warren Moon.
Yeah.
You've done something.
Hey, anytime you're on a chart like that and Warren Moon's name's on it, you've done something.
2nd and 6. Williams has got it, and he has a first down.
He's been an interesting story after that great start in game 1 against the BC Lions. Duke Williams kind of been quiet since then, but I look at him with his big frame at 6'3", 225 as a guy that in the red zone can really help them improve their numbers. When they get down near the goal line, they can get him in some matchups and just throw the fade. He goes up and plays, high points the ball as well as anybody.
At the initial first down of the second half for Edmonton. Eskimo 34, here comes pressure, and Calvin McCarty is wrapped up around the 36-yard line.
Now keep in mind that the Edmonton Eskimos don't have Trayvon Van. They didn't really have a tailback dressed tonight as a backup for Van. He's not returning, as Farhan mentioned earlier, so Carson Walsh has had to go basically without their run game. That's not a a shot at Calvin McCarty. He's a blocking back, fullback style first.
Early movement there. And you saw Calvin McCarty, even though the play was stopped, made sure Purify wasn't getting it.
Procedure. Edmonton number 60. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
They're going to call that on the center. Procedure against Justin Sorensen, the former Lion and the native of Parksville, BC.
I'm not sure if he moved the ball around a little too much before that snap, but often that's how the center can get called on that kind of play.
A little hesitation, and now Mike Riley's got to head over near the sidelines to make sure he gets the call. Second and 12.
Gives the blocking assignments to the up front guys, and now the plays to the receivers.
What does Mark Washington dial up defensively? A three-man rush. Drops off, but they leave. Corey Watson all alone. And Watson up across midfield. A 27-yard pickup for the veteran Watson.
He starts in the backfield, and that's what confuses the BC Lion defense. They all take all the crossing routes. Double crossers from Zylstra and Duke Williams from the short side. They're all the way across to the middle, and that leaves that short side wide open. A 27-yard gain for Corey Watson, and a nice play call.
First catch of the night. We mentioned TJ Lee is out. 4 different changes in the Lions secondary after Lee departed. Again, McCarty straight ahead. Powers his way to the 46. Max Ford hanging on for the tackle. It's 5 for McCarty.
That's a nice play call, because it's a wrinkle that you watched Edmonton game film all season in their 4 starts. They haven't played that. They haven't run that play, where they have crossing routes going all the way across from the short side to the wide side of the field, and then Corey Watson sneaking out of the backfield into that open area.
Second and 5 as the clock drains in the third quarter. A slant pattern caught by Williams.
Buddy Jackson
would be a first down.
No.
Yeah, it's a clutch catch though by the Duke. A big target at 6'3", 225.
Riley puts it right on him too. I mean, he's splitting double coverage there. He's got Buddy Jackson coming inside out. Buckner on the outside, one of those replacements, but I think he made the catch.
Did hang on, and fresh set of downs at the 39. This should be the last play. Back in the hands of Hazelton. Another catch for Vidal Hazelton, his 6th of the game. And that's the final play of the third quarter. Lions fought back to tie, and then Sean White with a field goal to give the Eskimos a 3-point cushion heading to the fourth. The numbers through 3 quarters.
Yeah, just 2 first downs for the BC Lions in the first quarter. So Travis Lulay's got the offense going the second and third a lot better, but Mike Riley has the answer, and this is exactly the game we thought we might see between these 2 good friends off the field, but competitive guys in Travis Lulay and Mike Riley.
Boy, the pressure from the Edmonton front has been substantial tonight.
Yeah, and it's 4-man pressure, and when you can do that, as Jock Climby mentioned at halftime, and we talked about in the first half, when you can do that with 4, it's hard to run against because the rest of the defenders are facing the line of scrimmage, and if you can get pressure in the passing game with just 4, man, you can run all kinds of combinations in the back end with your secondary. So that's the luxury Mike Benavides has, and by moving around and getting the run game and a little bit of Chris Rainey involved in the third quarter, Travis Lulay started to find an answer.
Second and 3, Calvin McCarty with a good burst off the left side. Danny Grew is playing left guard for Simeon Rotier tonight. Joel Figueroa, left tackle, helping spring McCarty.
And they're going to stick with it. They're going to keep giving Calvin McCarty the ball. He's about 3 or 4 carries now in this end of the third and into the early fourth quarter. He's got 24 rushing yards, so trying to keep a little bit of balance in there, even though they don't have starting tailback Trayvon Van.
Danny Grew, a third-year man out of Laval, getting his shot. Hand it back to McCarty. Chandler Fenner, the tackle down at the 20-yard line. 4 more for the 11-year man.
About 154 games coming in for Calvin McCarty. 11 years. And I've said this before about him, but whatever he's been asked to do, he does it well. When you need role players like that on your team to have success, you need guys that are not in the headlines very often, but every one of your teammates, they understand how valuable they are. And Calvin McCarty's got a little run game going.
2nd and 6. Riley, Zylstra, that off his fingertips. And that doesn't usually happen. A drop for Zylstra, flag on the play.
Well, you heard the clip from Zylstra in the first quarter. If I touch it, then it's on me to catch it. So I think Brandon Zylstra will give himself a minus.
Illegal contact. BC number 3. Half the distance to goal. It's first down.
Buddy Jackson called for illegal contact on Brian Mitchell.
Brian Mitchell. A little shake and bake there, no question on that call. Good call by the officials, a correct call. You can't grab the shoulder pad of the receiver and spin him around like that. Buddy Jackson keeps the drive alive for Mike Riley.
Jackson with the Rough Riders last year. Ray Kempering with the Calgary Stampeders. There's the swing pass. Is that a live football?
Might be live.
It might be live. And they're going to rule incomplete. Chandler Fenner picked it up immediately, and now they're telling him to run the length of the field.
Well, if they've blown it dead, it's dead. But, and that's what Wally Buono's discussing now. He's wondering why that was blown dead. Let's take a look. It was very close. It was recovered immediately, however, so Chandler Fenner may not get the return yards and a touchdown. Let's see where that ball ends up.
Yeah, the challenge flags come out, and that looked very much like a lateral.
It was definitely, Hazelton was definitely behind when he let go of the ball. But as it touched him, it was much closer.
So Wally Buono has challenged that should be a lateral and a fumble.
BC is challenging that the pass is a lateral, and they immediately recovered. The play will be reviewed.
So it's in the hands of the command center as the Lions look it over.
How do you want to live? As a
The PGA Championship tees off Thursday, August 10th. First round coverage begins at 1 Eastern, 11 Pacific across the TSN network. Presented by Freedom 55 Financial.
This is close.
I think if you just look at where the feet are,
Can be
it's
misleading.
advantage Edmonton, but when you consider it was a back shoulder throw, does that make it a lateral?
That's where the ball leaves Riley's hands.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It's an incomplete pass. BC is charged with a timeout. It's second down.
And that's what was misleading about it. And that's why I think BC fans are thinking that, yeah, that was clearly lateral. Plus the fact that Mike Riley took off and ran. It's not where his feet. Watch where the ball. Now his ball's in his right hand and he turns right over there. So it's a yard back from that front foot. And when Hazelton catches it there, he's right on that yard back. It was right down the line, basically.
And they throw a hitch here to Brian Mitchell, and he gets swarmed and drilled back at the 15-yard line.
Big tackle and
Evans
play.
there.
Yeah, big tackle and play for BC, because that, after the letdown and not getting that fumble recovery and winning that challenge, now they have to get back in that huddle, make a play here, and not give up the major.
Purifoy with first contact, and
Keep it a one-possession game.
Elimimian and DeQuinn Evans finish it off. It's a loss on the play. There's Riley throwing into the end zone, incomplete.
The down marker on the far side of the field had it on third down.
It was third down. The challenge play was first down,
And
second down.
Yeah.
And they went for it on third down.
And I don't think Edmonton knew it.
I think the Eskimos are a little confused by it. And now looking at the replay, they're going to challenge that there was illegal, or there was pass interference in the end zone.
Edmonton is challenging. There was defensive pass interference on their number 80.
Step around.
Well, back-to-back reviews here. This challenge from Jason Moss. Pass break up in the end zone under review on a 3rd and 14 play that I think has caught people off guard. Do you think they lost count of the
I'm
downs?
wondering if on the challenge they thought it was first down. The challenge was first down, and so that was second down tackle by the Lions on that swarm tackle, and then that was a third down. That was third and